Hey, yo, Mr. Godfrey, what's cracking?
What's up? What's up? We're just gonna go full throttle, bring the guest in right away today.
Oh,
No
snap. What's
back,
going on? Kyle didn't
no.
realize we didn't bring you out and back in properly. So, what's going on, everybody? Meet Kyle
What
from
up? What
Detail
up?
31.
It's all right. Listen, we don't need any fancy introductions here. You know what the deal
Nope.
is. It's time to kick it with the Funkin Homies. Kyle from Detail 31's there. You know, Maryland, born and raised in the South, went up north, moved above the Mason Dixon line, or is that below? I don't know. Is Maryland above or below the Mason Dixon line?
Pretty sure it's above.
I'm pretty
Is
sure
it?
too it's above, bro.
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure they want to be historically accurate. We got a lot to talk about today.
New segment
Um,
tonight, history with or geography with the Godfrey.
oh, I know geography. You want a geography lesson? We'll give you a geography lesson. But what did you do this weekend, Christian? How is the week finish up for you?
Mission
Did you do hard
successful.
shit? Did you do
I
hard
did
shit?
hard. I did hard shit. Mission
Okay.
successful.
Okay.
5-day fast, 100% completed, zero food, didn't die, and want to prove to everybody out there that thinks you need to eat every day, you're fucking wrong. There we
Well,
go.
I mean,
I
eating.
actually broke the F bomb 1 minute 33 seconds. New record.
I mean, listen. There's nothing wrong with fasting. I will tell you that I think eating every day is advisable. Probably healthy. You know, I'm just putting myself out there on a limb. What you eat is probably that's where the questionable thing is. What is the consumption? But we do still have some disgusting foods to talk about later too. As you know, we like to talk about food, and Kyle kind of inspired this because kind of loosely inspired by Jamie. You know, I do have something in my possession. I have a Vienna sausage, and no, I will not be drinking the juice, but you
This
know,
show just gets fouler and fouler every week.
yeah. So I have a feeling Christian didn't break his fast with a Vienna sausage, if I had to guess.
So shout out to Christian McCracken. Maryland's below the Mason Dixon line, fellas. Thanks, Crack.
There
We
you go.
appreciate you.
So it was not above. Okay.
I don't know, dude.
I
Okay.
just live here, bro.
Yeah.
I just live here. So we want to talk about what got Kyle in the detailing. You know, we'll get into that later. But Woods, I heard some rumors that you might have got a little hangry toward the end, and it was you made it. You made it across the finish line successfully. You know,
Yeah,
which
I did
which is
make it.
impressive.
I
5
did make it.
days. 5 days. Was it 5 days?
5 days. Yeah.
That's impressive. I got to give him the
Not 5
kudos
days.
for that. And that is not easy to do, especially when you're working. Not easy to do.
Yeah. It was.
Did you
It
drink
got.
black coffee?
I drank black coffee in the morning. Every once in a while, I would have one when I got home. You know what I mean? In the afternoon. I did start. I had some. What do they call it, man? I'm drawing a blank now. Not fasting salts. I was using these other ones. It was like mineral salts. Like Baja salts or something like that. They were called, where I'll just take a pinch and take it every once in a while, keep my levels right. But outside of that, man, like I'm telling you, like I had some clarity at day 3. I had to, get a little heated for a minute halfway through, day 3 or whatever. But once I
Is
broke
there
that,
is there a public apology coming?
no, absolutely
Okay,
not.
there's no public
100%.
apology.
No
Okay.
way, dude. Because here's the thing I realized halfway through the fast. I don't have no time for that negative shit in my life. Period. Any energy whatsoever, I'm pushing it to the side. No disrespect to anybody, but I'm not in on that. I just don't need that in my life. We're moving forward. We got a lot of good things we're trying to do with the company. And I just feel like negativity in general, I just have no room for. So that was my clarity that I picked up through doing the fast. I feel really good about myself. It was a big accomplishment for me. And then of course in standard practice and luck of my life, I get to celebrate. I break the fast Friday night, half an avocado, takes me a half hour to eat it, threw a little salt on there. It was this beautiful thing. And then, I had
Half
a
an
couple,
hour.
dude, I had to take my time, bro. Like, not that I didn't want to just start scarfing, but they're like, yo, when you break, you got to break it like in a certain way. And
Should have broke it with some potted meat.
introduce your body back into stuff the right way. So, I had to go through this whole process. And then something happened Saturday, man, being an old head now or whatever. I was like brushing my teeth or something, dude, and like threw my back out something crazy. You know what I mean? So, like, I got to celebrate 5 days of not eating food. I was ready to just kick ass, be working out, doing this, doing that. And like, I'm laid up, like rolling off of chairs on Saturday and Sunday. Like, what on earth just happened to me? So, but outside of that, the week's been good. I'm happy to be here. It's Tuesday, another night with the Funkin Homies. I'm excited to talk to Kyle, get to know him, kind of see a little bit more about his story and how he gets his grind on. Outside of that, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to Celtic, always putting it down with the proper information. Baja Gold Salt is exactly what I was taking. Thank you very much, everybody, for the, kind words in the chat. Appreciate you, man. It was cool to be able to do that. Outside of that, Godfrey, what was up with your week? How many nights did you stay
Pretty
up?
good.
2:30
I'm
in the
texting
morning?
someone right now. They lost a bet. I bet Woods would not give a public apology. You owe me 50. Thank you very much. No.
There you go.
You know,
baited me into giving it too.
who, the apology?
No, you tried to bait me into giving the apology.
No, I was just curious because so the funny thing is, little tiny bit of a backstory here is I am in it. Well, everybody is. I would say Christian is as well. I'm inundated with Facebook groups. So sometimes I'll get a call or I'll get a text like, "Yo, did you see that Facebook group?" I'm like, "Nope." Or no, Facebook or text message group. I'm like, I didn't see shit because I was too busy.
It's too many now.
And so then I go back in and I saw a chat and I was like, and I just posted a picture of me eating popcorn, like a GIF, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. So that's where that came from. But that was impressive, dude. But I definitely think you might have had maybe a shorter fuse because you were hungry. I mean, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, fuck.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I didn't have one single craving for food at all until about Thursday around 4:00. From Thursday at 4:00, and when I woke up on Friday morning, I was like, "Yo, I think there was no turning back at that point."
I think I don't think so, Chris, but Chris can quote me if I'm wrong there. But Pan Scent is not dropping this weekend. I could be wrong, but
who on earth even mentioned anything about dropping anything this weekend?
I don't know.
That is a to be determined. To make everybody really clear.
Yeah,
zero conversation is for any type of datage, for any type of said barrage from said Pandelis-age or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I would say if you do a 5-day fast, I wouldn't just jump right into that because Woodland has fasted in smaller intervals before often. So he's probably was a little bit more preconditioned for that fast than most people.
I wouldn't recommend doing a 5. Well, you can do anything you want to do if you prepare yourself the right way mentally. But ultimately, what I tell people to do, if you're interested in getting involved with fasting, the best thing you could do is look into doing some intermittent fasting. It's super easy. A lot of people do it. It really helps like shorten the window that you're actually able to take food in. So if you want to do it from a weight loss perspective, most people who intermittent fast lose anywhere between like 12 and 17 pounds in the first month. Now, a lot of it's like water weight and stuff like that or whatever. But the reality of the situation is like that's enough of a kickstart that really makes somebody feel good. Now, you're only going to get about healthily maybe 1 pound to 2 pounds a week after that. If you can,
that's really all you want to do because you're going to boomerang back if you
correct. 100%. A strong thing they do now too. I don't mean to interrupt you, Godfrey, but a big thing that they're talking about now is doing 12 hours of eating and then fasting for the next 36. You know what I mean? So that like your body fully burns all that fuel out, so that you start getting some of that like ketones and shit like that after you go for like 2 days not eating or whatever. So that's what we try to do.
7-Eleven glizzy sand. Ooh, no, but no, that's got to be close to Vienna sausage. Yeah, well the thing is I do notice that some people do try to fast and they don't understand what fasting is. But the positive to that is I do think if you're not able to keep the fast and you're limiting your eating window, you're also limiting your calories as well, which is not a bad thing as well. So especially if you're overweight and you're taking in too much calories. So I have seen people. It's funny. I've had my one buddy swears he's fast, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I have some chocolate milk in the morning. I'm like, not the best way to begin your fast, but okay."
Sure,
and then but you know what? He's lost weight, so I'm not going to knock the positive.
Biggest thing anybody could do is just not eat after 8:00, man. That's like the biggest thing you can do.
Yeah, well, you're limiting your window, which you should do.
Yeah, but if you don't eat after 8 or whatever, your body, you got to realize like most people at least move during the daytime. If you eat at nighttime after 8:00, your ass is not moving. And even if you're taking your lady or your man into the bedroom and having a little bit of an intimate session, you ain't doing it for no more than 20 minutes.
I mean, 20 minutes. Say in the chat if you think 20 minutes is not a good enough time. Now, I think you're going to get some fire back for that one.
Nah, time out. I'm going to keep it
more than 20. You need more than 20.
No, I'm saying 20. What do you think this is, bro? Are you 23 years old? Like, who got time for all that?
20. So you're saying you should do longer than 20?
No, I'm saying 20 and below is cool with me.
Oh, okay. 20 and below. I mean, damn, time's that tight. But listen,
It's not the weekend, bro. It's not gonna spend it, you know what I mean? Like hanging out, doing this, going to some get whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying in general. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like.
Well, listen, pop a Monster, and you'll be ready to go. I'm not a Monster guy, but whatever. My weekend was good. Did some organization, played some disc golf.
Hold on, I asked a question first before you start telling us about it. How many days did you stay up past 2:30 this week? That's my new question every week.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Let's see. One. I would say like only one day I did not.
Did not stay up past 2:30?
Correct. God didn't like his lead.
All right, I needed a minute. Sorry.
But yeah.
Continue on about the rest of your weekend.
They call it frisbee golf too, but it's disc golf, whatever you want to call it. Went to the flea market in Berlin, had a little business meeting, closed some bio-mom stuff on the weekend, talked to some people, talked to Kyle about the pod. Did a lot of at home stuff, and met up my brother. Unfortunately, one of his friends got in a head-on car accident, broke 28 bones. That's crazy. But yeah. And just kind of like chipped away at stuff I wanted to do at home that I needed to do.
It's important to get those weekends done sometimes, man.
Yeah. So that was good. So that's pretty much it. Rolled into this week. I mean, the weather kind of like sucked. So like, it was like, what are we even doing here?
Dude, we just had not had that spring bust open yet. It just hasn't happened. Like stuff like the grass is getting green, the flowers and the tulips are all starting to come up or whatever. But like it has been like cloudy and breezy, so it's like a 54-degree day with like 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's like, yo, like, do I really still need to wear like fleece lined pants right now outside? It's literally halfway through April. Can we get on with the nice weather already? And then the worst thing that's going to happen around here is like 2 weeks from now it's going to be like 87 degrees plus every day until September.
Yeah.
So it's like we won't even have like a chill in springtime,
Yeah, I feel like the season's beginning later every year, or just in general. My birthday's in May, so I always felt like May was warm, and at least the past, I would say 7 years, I've been getting like balmy days on my birthday where it doesn't feel like
you're getting old. You realizing birthdays ain't shit no more, bro.
Yeah,
that's what's
happening.
Guess not. That's what happens, dude. You're just like, man, this birthday ain't nothing, man. The sun's not out. Nobody cares about me no more. You just start to realize as you get older, man. You're like, damn.
Yeah, for sure.
Already. I mean, dude, can you believe that we're like a quarter of the way done a year plus already? Like, that's wild to me.
Yeah, that's wild.
Wild to me, dude. So, before you know, it's going to be the middle of summertime, bro.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I just turned 25 over the weekend. My butt may look big. That's funny. I mean, 25 is 25. I would love to be thank you for the shout out, but or the invite, but just it's Godfrey. But thank you. It's just when it's not free, but you're not the first to do that, and you won't be the last. When will we? Do we have a sales rep in the Chicago area? Yeah, it's me. Hit me up. I got you. So I'm everywhere.
Kyle, what's up with your week, man? What you been up to?
Not a thing, man. It's been raining here. It's been I've literally been laid back chilling. My month is stacked out starting Thursday. Okay. But my busy season doesn't really start until probably June to November, slammed every day, all day.
That's because you're East Coast or what else, right? I mean, you're in Maryland. Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, you're dealing with the same crappy weather that we are right now.
Yeah. I got enough work that keeps me busy and gives me a little free time at the same time. So I'm not mad at it.
All right. So what are you doing your downtime when you get the rain days? You're just prepping out, making sure the van's stacked up, orders are ready, supplies are good, typical stuff.
Pretty much catch up on paperwork. That's really all. I mean, schedule people, not really. I don't really do much outside of detail, to be honest. I'm a homebody. Hop on the game, watch some movies. But other than that, I'm just steadily, as far as people want to schedule out, I'll schedule them. So if they call me, I'm putting them on the schedule.
Well, this is where we get into the origin story, because he may be a homebody, but in my estimation and getting to know him, he's lived a 60-year-old life inside of a 34-year-old life as far as things he's done so far. And that we don't even have time for the whole story, in my opinion. I've gotten to know Kyle on TikTok. That's how we met. and we go on the live and we bust it up and we've gotten to know each other. And you know, he's got a. I feel part of the reason I had him on the podcast, he has an interesting story. We have to redact things and all that. It's crazy, you know what I mean? But in a good way. So, you know, Kyle's from Maryland, originally from LA, Georgia. I don't know which one he claims. It looks like he claims both. So we got some questions about that later. But, you know, we're going to talk about jobs he had before he was a detailer. And one thing he told me about is he's a fucking rodeo clown. I was like, excuse me? And like, you know, hence why can a rodeo clown become a detailer? I don't know if you guys noticed the, you know, the thumbnail. And I was like, wait, you were an actual rodeo clown? So I got to know, what was the inspiration to become a rodeo clown? Did you just get up one day? You're like, you know what? Yeah, that looks fucking fun. Like I just, cause you know, you're going to get your ass kicked as a rodeo clown. And I'm just like, this guy, like, you know, was a rodeo clown. Now, were you a rodeo clown while you were working on the oil rig, or was that after?
Yeah, so that's pretty much how it come apart. I think I was in the Panhandle. I was between Shamrock, Texas, and like Winoka, Enid, Oklahoma. And I had some roommates who was also working with me, and one of them was a rodeo clown on pretty much off days. And we had a short stint for about a year where we had mostly weekends off, and we were right in a rodeo town. So he was doing it. I pretty much kind of was going with him to check it out every now on the weekends, and they come up a couple guys short every now and then that's whenever I kind of come into play. You know, I mean, I think they actually make you go to what's called a bull school now to teach you how to properly do this. But back in, I mean, this was over 10 years ago, so back then, I mean, they just
there's no
threw
rules,
you in.
bro. You could do whatever you want 10 years ago.
Yeah, and so
everything's
I mean,
different now.
Yeah, so it just slowly worked its way in. And
how my question for you is, how old were you when you did the rodeo thing? What was your age?
Probably early 20s, I would say.
It sounds like
definitely
an early 20s activity.
20s.
Early 20s activity for sure. So when you got ready, was it like getting ready for a football game or like a fight? Did you, you know, you painted your nose, you put on your clown shoes? Like, what was the ritual getting ready for this? Did you have your own assigned barrel, or they just put you in a random one? Like,
so I wasn't a barrel clown. Those are two different things. They have barrel clowns. So one clown will be sitting in there. Those are normally the bigger guys, the slower guys. And I mean, for what we were doing, little local rodeos and stuff, you go out, you got cleats on, you know, some gym shorts, a shirt, whatever. You can paint your face up or whatever. It depends really. I've done both where you dress up, put the face paint on. You got you got like a little jersey, whatever the rodeo wants you to wear at the time. Those are for bigger ones. But for the most part, as long as you got some pants you can move in and some cleats, you're good to go.
So did you ever have a moment when you were like, oh man, I'm about to get the shit kicked out of me? Like, oh, this is going to hurt. You're like, oh, like, and you know, have you had those moments when you did that? You had to have, right?
Yeah. You get kicked and stepped on, you know, a couple times, get thrown, you know, and you kind of learn where you can, the closer to the bull, the better. That's what I'll say. You may not think that, but the closer you are to that bull and you can roll with his body, the better off you are.
That makes sense.
Is this accurate? Rodeo Clown Green Room has snacks and Colombian Bam Bam blasting Ramstein.
See, I was never, maybe I was the lower class rodeo clown, so we didn't have like our own setup room or anything like that. Like I said, I wasn't like a pro like bullfighter or nothing like that. Pretty much the same stuff, but not as cool of, you know, uniforms, and they don't show you all the recognition and all that.
Well, I gotta ask, dude, was the pay good?
It depends. Different places. Sometimes you don't get paid at all. Sometimes they pay you about $75 a bull. Do about 10 bulls a night. So it's hit or miss, you know. And that's all.
Sometimes you get paid nothing.
Yeah, sometimes you get paid.
It wasn't
nothing.
about the
Sometimes
money.
you're
This
just
man
out
was
there.
making cake on the oil rig. He just was doing it for the thrill.
Yeah, you're out
Am I
there.
right?
They need an extra person, so they tag you in, you know, just for the thrill of it. When you're a young dude, you're about it. I mean, there's tons of girls there. You know, girls love rodeo clowns. You know, we're like the tough guys out there too. I mean, the bull riders, of course, but I mean, we're out there making sure
You're the next best thing.
We're the next best thing, man.
Okay, I respect that.
You know, he's like, yo, come over here, shorty. Yeah. I mean, I just found I've watched rodeos and I'm just like, did you ever were you ever that guy jumping over the fence where the bull got his horn in your ass type deal? Like you always see those guys that just miss getting over the fence that get pegged. Not, I didn't mean that was a bad. I didn't mean pegged. Jesus Christ! I just meant like with
you're the only one that went there, dog.
But I meant like with the horn in the cheek.
You're the only one that went there.
No, I'm trying to think. I mean, I know I got stepped on a couple times. You got pushed out the way. I've had my share of accidents. Nothing crazy. Never a horn up the butt. None of that kind of stuff. So you do get pinned in between the fencing and stuff every now and then, but I'm still here, still walking. I've seen some guys get pretty messed up though. You do got to pay attention. It's a group thing right there. You all want to work together. It's definitely a team sort of vibe.
Have you ever bungee jumped in your life?
Nope, never have.
Surprised. Because here's the thing. My man was making cake because I've talked to him, working on an oil rig, and that was good money then, right? So it wasn't a money thing.
Yeah.
So oil rig is also a dangerous job in itself.
Yeah.
And that's another reason we started talking, because I watched what's it called, Landman, and Kyle was like, "Yeah, a lot of that's pretty accurate." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Wow."
Yeah. Those are specifically the rigs I was on too, the workovers.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it was dangerous.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever see anybody like get
gas.
hurt really bad?
You don't need to ask that.
Yeah, I mean, I have, like I said, at Dykes Drilling, company I work for, very good company. Those guys out there, you work in small crews, and we had a guy he had the wrong size boots on one day, and derrick hand stacked out, which is where they don't unlatch the pipe in time. It kind of bends, bounces, and went to the dude's foot, made like a perfect cookie cutter hole out of it. You hear of H2S accidents all the time. That's that gas that can really mess you up out there. That they tell you, if your monitor goes off, start running, against the wind, and don't turn back.
Don't go get them, run away, because they're done.
Yeah. So it's definitely a dangerous job. I know it's changed a lot since I've been in it. I mean, like I said, it's been 10 years since I've been in that life down there. 8, 9, 10 years, somewhere around there.
What kind of whip were you driving down there? Like, I'm just trying to envision you. You're a rodeo clown. You're working a rig. Like, what kind of whip were you driving? I'm just.
I was bringing the heat tonight for the questions.
I had if my boy Dylan's in the chat, he'll tell you I had a 95 jacked up Bronco that we used to ride around.
Hey,
it's picture perfect.
Eddie Bauer edition. What kind was it?
It was the OJ joint. It was clean. It was all white. Had the blood red. So mine had the blood red interior. I don't know if it had been redone, but it was clean. I mean, I love that thing.
Yeah, man.
End up getting rid of it, but.
I could read a miniseries out of this so far, man. This is like this is like a good pilot, right? Like for a TV show.
How jacked up was the Bronco? 35.
It had a 3-inch body lift with a 6-inch suspension lift on it.
Nice.
What
size were wheels? 35s? 36s?
I don't even remember.
They were big though.
They were big and they were worn out. They were past their time. I mean, I had so many fillers in those things. I did not want to replace them.
No shit.
So
dude.
I was riding around with plugs everywhere in those things.
That's funny, man.
That interesting. All right, so yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a job, man. And you were telling me, you got into detailing years later, and I know you've been doing pretty successfully. That's how I met you. Is obviously you're a detailer, and you were doing a lot of different jobs, and then you found yourself detailing. I know you said you had a path of, recovery. We talked about it for the show, and you got there, and it kind of led you to detailing. Like, what was that like? Because I think, as much as I'm poking fun, and I think it's still an amazing story, you also persevered through personal challenges, and you have a thriving business right now, where from some of the story you told me, it almost looked like you wouldn't have anything, right? I mean, it sounds like you were up here, you went down here, you back up, and like you're maintaining pretty well. Didn't you say you're recently 3 years or something anniversary?
It'll be 3. I'll be 3 years clean this July 19th. So I just hit 1,000 days on Monday, which is like 2 years and 3 months, 6 months, something like that.
So congratulations, man. It's a big
congrats.
Big accomplishment.
Appreciate
every
that.
day
But
is an
yeah,
accomplishment. So
that's pretty much how detailing started. I mean, made a bunch of I was had a really good job, career, did it for a long time, liked it, but I made some bad decisions, some bad choices, and kind of brought me to a realization. Went to rehab, got clean, got out. Didn't want to go back to doing what I was doing. Pretty much changed people, places, things. What they tell you in rehab.
heck yeah, man.
And so I took it full heart. I took everything to heart with that. I had a couple friends who had some detail companies, Dylan Garrett, which is out of the Shine Shop in Minden, Louisiana, and then Bo Hall, who's up here in Maryland as well. And so I my story doesn't really start with a passion for vehicles, with family and the whole car scene and all that. Mine was I wanted some quick money with low overhead, and whether that was a reality or not, that's what I went with. So that's really what got me started into it. I was in Tennessee at the time, Memphis, Tennessee, throwing boxes at FedEx at night, just trying to get my clean time, and it's pretty much started there. It didn't take off in Memphis. I mean, I was like 6 months there with just detailing families' vehicles. Had posted it. A bunch of people in Maryland had said, "Hey, if you come up this way, let us know. We'll do it." So I ended up booking about a month and a half out in Maryland, and finally I was like, you know what, I'm just going to move to Maryland, and it's been nonstop since then.
Nice.
Congratulations on all fronts, man. That's awesome.
So it sounds like you do a lot of your business and advertising. You use social media, but it sounds like you're using Instagram or Facebook, right?
So I mainly use Facebook. I do use
Okay.
Instagram. I don't have very many followers on there, a couple hundred. I use it more as like a resume, so you can find all the details and stuff on there most of the time. But Facebook and Google are my main sources of clients.
Now,
Word of mouth too, right?
And word of mouth, yeah. I have a lot of maintenance, so
I was
I have a lot
stuff
of
I was gonna ask you. Sure.
yeah, yep.
So
Yeah.
do you do any SEO work or anything like that locally for your area? Nothing.
Nope. All mine
Wild
has
to me,
been
man.
through fundraisers. I do a lot of fundraisers they have like a vacation for vets type deal. I always just donate a bunch of details in there for them to raffle off to raise money. I think one of my buddies was like the sponsor type thing for a dart thing. So I know I was on their dart league, like, my logo and everything. So I donated to that. That's really the most advertising type thing you could say I do. I've never tried to run ads. I have been talking to a bunch of people, so I may get into that this year. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not very educated on that whole thing, so looking to get into that this year and just see how it goes.
It's a big thing, man. I try to tell guys all the time when we're talking to them about buy box and stuff. I always ask guys, I'm like, yo, do you do SEO? Like, if you're, circling a 10-mile radius around your house, and let's say there's 15 other detailers in that radius and none of them are doing that, like, you're putting yourself right at the top of anybody who searches for a detailer in your area. Like, to me, it's a no-brainer that everybody, once you get to a certain point, put away that $500 a month and throw it towards SEO, because you'll get that job back in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
There's customers out there, man, that are looking for somebody to maintain their vehicle on a regular basis, plain and simple. And they just haven't found that right person. And if that connection works for you just from doing some SEO work or whatever, that right there is worth the money. Now you got to pay for every month,
Yeah. And like you said, a big thing that I've noticed is, as I'm one of those people, I post every day, multiple times a day. Still, I get these clients that they're like, we've never heard of you. How long have you been in business? And so you think you're known and you're really not known. And that just shows you things like that really can push and help your business. So I'll definitely be looking into that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to Google My Business page or whatever they call it now.
I do. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm third ranked in our area.
Yeah. See, that's huge, man. That in itself right there probably is doing plenty for you. So, because them reviews matter, man. Them Google reviews, you get cooked on a Google review, especially if you're a detailer, man. You gotta fight that one for a while.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, I was just sending out some links to people. So, I wanted you to ask you about. I hear you talk about this a lot. A lot of people want a garage. Sometimes they feel the pressure like they need a garage. Sometimes people only want to work in a garage. But you talk to me about how you prefer the mobile detailing space as opposed to having a shop for specific reasons. Like you're not there because you feel like you're on your way there. You just want to do mobile detailing.
Yeah. I pretty much, I thought about going back and forth with the shop. I know I've talked to the guys about it a lot of times. Um, what I love about mobile detailing, the simple fact it's low overhead, it's an in and out thing. I'm not spending 12 hours at a customer's job. Now, keep in mind, I do offer polishing and ceramic coatings and stuff, but I'm very selective about who I do those for. I'm pretty busy with those, but I'm very selective. So if they need a two-step or a multiple stage correction, I'm not the guy for that. I don't even offer that. I don't want to be at their house all day. So I know I'm losing money in my business at the same time going that route, but that's one of those things. I like mobile because it's an in and out thing. I'm there 3 or 4 hours a day. If the job requires any more time than that, then I have them drop it off with me at my house. But it's very few and far in between.
Yeah. So you feel like it gives you more freedom than if you had the shop? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. You know, the overhead thing's a big piece. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage from anyone getting a shop. I'm just bringing that up because I feel like people sometimes feel that pressure. Like my ascension has to be to a shop when in actuality, it doesn't have to.
There's a lot of overhead associated to a shop.
I agree.
Yeah. And I mean, there's really things that once you get into knowing the products that you use and you like, you can offer them certain ways through that. Like I only use coatings that I know I can do mobile, things like that. So it's got its ups and downs, but you don't have to work towards a shop. I have a mobile tent guy. We'll do tent mobile. It's obviously more of a pain in the butt, but I mean we can do it. So I could run, like I said, I only run mobile year round. So it gets slower in the wintertime. Yeah, you find those customers who's got the shops and the garages and, you stack those jobs up then, but you absolutely do not have to have a shop in game.
I agree.
100%. Yeah. That's so the thing about, but like, again, not discouraging anybody from wanting to do a shop. I think that's great if you do and you're successful doing it. But the biggest thing for me for any business, including being a detailer, having a shop, is the overhead, right? So, overhead is the toughest part. That's the number one thing you got to think of. So, yeah, the home shop, I see people who do home shops and they love it. It's like, it is a good life balance for them. Like,
that's the way I would go if I were going to do that. It just makes sense for area. I mean, for my location, we're in a housing shortage. I live right by a big military base. So rent alone for these shops is like, you're looking at $5,000 or $6,000 and you can't even wash a car there. You can't even wash the car there. So it's absolutely worthless.
That's crazy.
My top mobile coatings.
John Weber was asking, what's your top mobile coatings?
Top mobile coatings currently is Anno by Nighthawk, and I would probably say Geon coatings. I mean, for multi-year coatings, Geon coatings, and Nighthawk Anno. That's been my go-to lately. I know Geon has a 1-year can coat. I went away with using that, and I strictly use Nighthawk's Anno.
Okay. What's your favorite BioBomb scent? I know you have one. I'm just curious. It's always controversial what your favorite BioBomb scent is.
Yeah. So I would say
we got a Vita C hater here, by the way, Christian. We got a Vita C hater.
Man, I can't stand Vita C. But I am going to give it another, like I said, my next order I put in, I'm going to get one just to give it another fair shot because everyone keeps telling me I'm tripping. But my personal favorite that y'all carry all the time is Fresh AF. I mean, obviously, Sugar Plum Daddy, or however you say that. That
was the one.
Sugar Plum, baby.
Sugar Plum.
That's where Godfrey's grooming everybody before the pod every week. Be like, listen, you can come on the pod.
There was no grooming. We didn't talk until we got on.
Just do me a favor. Make sure you mention Sugar Plum Daddy for me. I'm on a 3-week, 4-week run right now.
Since Kyle, since Woodland doesn't run into the midnight hours like I do, I want you to pull back the curtain and let them know what a beating I always take for the company about Sugar Plum not being around, getting yelled at about your April Fool's joke and, holding the front line about why can't we have this? And then people are on the live saying, Yeah.
Yeah, that April Fool's joke, I didn't even know until the pod or whatever that it was even a joke. I had done reposted it. I was hyped up about it.
See?
Oh, I was so mad. Let me tell you.
Yo.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yo.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm
He did him.
sorry.
Yo.
It was really, we did it really more to mess with Godfrey than anything else because he's been fighting to try to get us to have it back. But Godfrey's
Oh,
I
I
was
like,
caught
just.
her
I was
straight.
listening to the
Godfrey's
people.
like, nah, Godfrey's like one of them. How do I say this without getting myself canceled? He's like a partner that you would have in life that just decides to like, they want to do a major renovation, right? And the only way that they think it needs to be done is to just go like this and just wave their hand. You know what I mean?
I was
And
just.
and he's just like, bring back the sugar plum. Bring back the sugar plum. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Godfrey, it doesn't work that way.
I was on the front lines, and I'm just listening to the people voice their opinions, and you know,
It's been heard. We talked to everybody. Everybody knows we got something cooking up for later on in the year. You know,
Christian, I'll ask you, what's the worst scent that's ever been suggested to you? Because I have one. I'm just curious. What's the worst? Because people suggest all kinds of scents to us.
That goes hands down, Jamie.
What scent did he suggest?
Saddle cheeks. It was the worst smell in the entire world.
Wait, we had a smell called saddle cheeks that we tested.
No, they wanted an original scent that was supposed to be based off of what Jamie considered to be like a. He says it's like a vintage leather. It wasn't vintage leather. It was like, it was terrible. I mean, Eddie will speak on it. It was absolutely horrible. And there's no diss to Jamie. I mean, maybe what he originally smelled good, but what I got did not smell good. And we passed it off and it did not smell good. Outside of that, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm kind of cool with scents, man. Like, there's a whole bunch of different things out there. Like, you can just go in any direction you want in regards to scents. Like, I'm more, I don't know, man. My personal favorite still to this day. I mean, you know, if it's not vitamin C, it's new car nectar. So, I mean, I'm with the few, the far, and the between.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
At that. So the one that's been recommended to me recently, and he might be listening to the podcast. Someone's can you get an almond scent? I'm like, what? An almond scent? I'm like, what are we gonna get? Like almond milk
and get Joy or something? I'll do like a coconut almond or something.
Maybe, but he just said straight almond. Like we're gonna smell almond breeze.
Yeah, he said it was like a roasted almond type smell.
Okay, she's talking about like a chestnut type of thing or something like that. Like roasted, like it's like a nut thing, like a roasted nuts. But that's kind of a really weird scent to have. No diss to whoever's asking.
When he said it to me, I was like, of all the scents you could have picked on earth, you said almond. Like
that is kind of wild, actually. Now
I'm like, that's like you know, getting the fruitcake on the Christmas party table. Like you're taking a little. Let me get some of this fruitcake over here.
Like,
no one wants fruitcake,
dude. I got the perfect scent for you. It's gonna be great. What do you want? Whole milk. Like
one turtle tank water.
Whole milk. Just give me whole milk.
Turtle tank water.
Yeah, turtle tank water. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we get the dirty request.
I want it to smell like fish food. Is there a way to just open up the fish food and the way that fish food smells, you can just make a bar smell just like that?
We get the dirty request too. People like, hey, can you do turtle tank water, hot dog flavored water, lizard lot? I'm like, I don't even want to know what that's gonna smell like. Lot lizard smell. Like all kinds of crazy ones I get. I'm like, no, bro, we're not doing that. It won't pop off the bar. Sorry. Won't lift. Lizard lot won't lift. All right.
No.
So lot lizard, whatever. But yeah, it's that almond was probably my worst one I've gotten. And there's some of the people, the one that I get requested the most though, and I have a feeling some way will make its way to our shelves, is teak wood. People bring up teak wood all the time to me.
Teak wood, Palo Santo, some cedar wood.
Yeah.
There's a couple heaters out there.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, man. I mean, there's scents that have been in development that just haven't been able to make it because we can't get them to lift or they won't last, you know? So just because something smells really good and you're like, oh man, this is going to be great. It's like you go to make it, pull the oils, put it in a bar, and all of a sudden it won't lift. And you're like, wow.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Like we could get hyped up about it before we hit it on the bar. And like, we're like, wow, that was really,
which is why, I mean, the big thing is like the testing, man. People don't realize that when we start working on other scents and we're starting to do things, it's like you got to run that thing through the gamut. But like we're kind of like in a tough spot too, because like if you make a scent that's too strong, people say that it's too strong, and if you make a scent that's like more subtle, they're gonna be like, oh, I can't smell it. So like you can't really tell somebody who's like, yo, I'm not really you know, I don't really think Fresh AF or Dope Soap is smelling as strong as, you know, where I would like it to be. I can't be like, yo, go put a new car nectar in your car and call me in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't work that way. So, you know, I feel like some scents are just stronger. Other ones are a little more on the lighter side.
Watch out, Drago. Drago, I'll put a fart bar in Eddie's bag at SEMA. All right. Nice. We're not making that scent though, but
anybody who doesn't try this all the time, who doesn't try the scent testing and all that, I would assume they're probably the experts on it and think it's way easier than it is. You know, it's just like detailing. People who don't clean their cars all the time swear they can do it.
Creamsicle will be nice. Creamsicle will be nice.
Creamsicle.
Yeah,
that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one.
I mean, that one was called Saddle Cheeks. Yeah. The name. Wow.
That was them. They wanted to do that for some reason. It must be an inside thing with them guys. I don't know. I think they just it was weird.
If I think Saddle Cheeks, I think it's not a good smell. That's what makes me think of the word. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought the name. The wildest part is the name was actually better than the actual scent. So, like, think about how bad the name is, and then compare that to how much worse the scent could have been, and that's how much worse it was.
Yeah. Burnt Paint by EC. Yo, it's just
They're
funny.
Cooking them on burning that paint, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah, man,
we are still working on things just to get this out the way. We answered it earlier in the pod, but yes, there are still things in development. We are working on it. We do not have any type of ETA yet or release dates for anything. We're just going through the process. So
we would love it where we can just be like this and we got our scent, but there's a lot of time, R&D, getting stock, inventory, lining things up correctly with your detailers, your distributors, your retail customers. There's just so many promotion photos. It's a lot. I mean, we can do it, but that's why it's like the development part so important, because if we ever assume with a scent, it will cost us, and we don't. So that's good, because I like to see that discernment. We also, though, don't not bring a scent to market because we personally don't like it, because we do realize there's people that do like a scent. Like, I'm not a fan of black ice or iced out, really.
Godfrey's like a vocal. He's a vocal. Yeah. Like, I don't like black ice.
People were hitting me up like, by the way, did you fix the vote? I'm like, you have no idea. I didn't fix any vote when it comes to this. And they're like, you fixed it. I'm like, no. If I fixed it, it would have been something else.
It would not have been iced out at all.
I mean, I don't actually hate. Ours is way better than black ice, for the record, by the
tenfold.
way. So, yeah, tenfold. So I just have PTSD from black ice because of that. So, but some people love new car nectar, and I'm not a new car guy, and but you bring it to market because it's tested and people have liked that scent. So you have to you can't be biased about it. It can't be about what you think.
It's the same thing, man. People keep requesting pina colada. And I'm like, well, all right, I'm going to have to bring out a pina colada.
Yeah, who would have thought all the weirdos would like Vita C? That's just crazy to me.
The thing is though, people, I find that a lot of people in the Midwest like it, and they have a thing for oranges. That's what I've been told, man. Our boy Zach told us that, and
dude, I've had multiple customers be like, yo, this reminds me of like literally hanging out with my grandfather back in the day when I was a kid. Like, I'm buying this forever. And
that's gotta be it. They've gotta associate it with something, Yeah. But like I said, my next order, I'm gonna get one and I'm gonna give it a fair retrial. So stand by. We'll see how that goes.
All right. Listen, anybody that tries something twice, man, I got admiration for, because most people do something one time like, I'm not trying it again. It's like 10 years later, like, no, man, I still haven't tried broccoli. It's like, dude, it's been 10 fucking years.
Yeah, Christian, do you agree with this? Smell is like 75% memory?
Shit. I mean, maybe. I think that makes sense. I'm a big fan of number 75. So
yeah, I'm gonna try this out, by the way, because I've been waiting to crack an ice out, and I have half a sugar plum and I have half a squash. So I'm gonna do it because our boy Daniel tells us about it. Now I see John talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Cracks just put something in too. He's got one. He's got it set up in the office that way.
Yeah. So, yep. So that's the thing. So now, we got a few more questions, right?
Hold up. Let me clear the airways. Just for everybody who's never tried a new car or opened it up out of the package and smelled it, it is not the same scent once you put it in the vehicle for a while. If you still don't like it a couple of days after it's in the vehicle, It's just not for you at that point. But
there are some scents that won't not be for you.
oh, I mean, there's ones that cook. I mean, that we're working on right now that you'd put it in the car. It is not the same as 3 days later, 4 days later, period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, how do you deal with that? Or how do you market that? Or how do you make sure people are clear about that? Because it's like, again, it's just, this whole scentology thing. I just really wanted to get the funk out when I first started this thing. Now all of a sudden I'm becoming a, scent scientist too.
Yeah. That's all right, man. Listen, we'll be worst thing in the world. But I have one more question, and then we got to get to our segment fast AF, boy. Worst job you said no to?
Worst job I said no to?
Yeah, they pulled up, and you were like, oh, hell no.
I don't know. I don't turn down much of anything. I have my limitations whenever it comes to prices, if they're willing to pay that. But as far as, body fluids, that type of deal, I won't turn it down as long as they'll pay the price. Bring me a body in that thing and I'll clean it out for you if the price is right.
You're Ted DiBiase, man. Everybody has a price. That's the $1 Million Man says. I love it.
This is business for me. So
I respect it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Christian, hit that music.
No, we ain't playing this. I gotta fix this, man. I'm tired you guys giving me a hard time about this.
Why, man? It's classic now. It's become like a staple to the show.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some. I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
There we go. The non-edited. Listen, I've been wanting to change the intro for a couple of weeks now, and I've been wanting to change that for a couple of weeks now. We're in literally the middle of our busy season, so like I can't seem to make it a priority. I'll try to work on it for next week.
All right. Well, we got some of that, and and of course, a question's coming up later because we do have a member of the Snickers Army on the show with us. I don't know if you knew that or not, Christian. You've been invaded. It's 2-1 right here. So we're gonna get ready with this question.
You shouldn't be eating Snickers at 10:30 at night or 10 o'clock at night. But good.
Well, my man is a late bed goer and early riser, so he's
certainly not you. Is that what you were gonna say next?
Fuck that. I'm not an early riser, as Redman says. I'll be that. I don't care. All right. So, but I get my stuff done. I get my stuff done.
I know you do. I know you do. But adults wake up early, bro. Like
then
you're an adult.
Call me Peter Pan, baby. I don't want to grow up. So listen, rinseless or nah?
Rinseless as a washing method? Nah. As a product? Yay.
All right. I got
glass, using it for everything, glass, wipe down, stuff like that.
Except for outside of a car.
Except for just the rinseless washing method itself.
That's funny, dude.
Does it have its place? Yes. Am I a fan of it? No.
Okay. Worst interior to detail. Worst type.
Oof. I don't know. Anything with kids, really. The car is not the problem. It's mostly what's in the cars. So if I see that car seat, minivan, really anything with kids. If I see that car seat in the back seat, I'm already dreading it. It could have the nicest carpet in the world. I'm just dreading having to deal with whatever.
In your head, you're like 400 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. All right. So we'll get through this real quick. So this man was put me on stuff. So we got gross foods here. Which would you prefer out of these? Would you go Vienna sausage? This is the chicken. Or would you go potted? I couldn't, but when they were saying this to me, I was like, what the hell is potted meat? Right. And it says potted meat on it.
It's like something out of Fallout.
Yeah. It's
and
good
then
stuff.
These dudes were like, yo, listen, get yourself a nice piece of cheese, a piece of bread, and spread it on there. I'm like, spread it on there. And
yeah.
Now, just to let you know, if you are poor and you need to eat some food, this can was 99 cents. You probably get a couple meals out of this bad boy. So that's
read the ingredient list for me.
Oh, you don't even want to know, dude. Well, first ingredient is mechanically separated chicken, pork, wood or salt, contains 2% or less of mustard, vinegar, dextrose, sodium sorbate, garlic powder, natural flavors, sodium nitrate. So there's in this can there's 820 milligrams of sodium. So that's a lot of sodium.
Listen, sodium's not the enemy like people think it is.
I don't know,
We'll
man. If you
save
got
that
high
for another
sodium,
conversation, dude. You
you're a
can
bigger
eat
dude?
salt. No,
I'll eat salt.
I'll be transparent with you. If you're a bigger dude, salt ain't your fucking problem. That's all I'm
Mm.
saying. You know what I mean?
I think it's part of the compound problem.
I don't know, man. Getting a little controversial here. Let's
I
just
got
keep
less
moving with the
sodium for
subject.
I got less sodium
Hey, there
spam.
you go.
So
Was there two different options on the can, or is everyone 25% less sodium?
no, there was the straight up like hard sodium, and they had like one thing that blew my mind. And I was thinking about eating it. It was maple
Spam's not
bacon
bad,
flavored spam, and I was like, and it had bits of bacon in it. I was like, wow, this could be good for breakfast. So but yeah, there it is. So we were talking about. I mean, which would you prefer out of those two? Are you going potted meat or are you going Vienna sausage? Vienna sausage, you have to drink the juice. Yes, you.
Oh, so I mean, I could go
Sausage,
either.
drink the juice.
I could go either way. Like I said, I'm a Vienna. I'm a sauce drinker too. Out of that, we've already discussed that.
This dude, the time in Louisiana, like I told you, he's a distant taste bud brother of Jamie the Cleaner in certain aspects.
And I mean, it's just one of those things. I never have once thought just to eat those by themselves and waste such a delicacy of a juice. Hot dog, water, I guess, if you will.
I mean, listen, I got cosign. I mean, the fried spam is banging. I haven't had it in years, but
they love it. They love it in Hawaii.
Come on, James, for real.
See, canned oysters. I told you the smoked oysters with a cracker, some hot sauce, and some cheese, some canned cheese.
I love oysters. I just don't know if I could do the canned ones. I'll slurp oysters, but I don't know if I could do the canned ones.
You know what's crazy? I thought that I heard about everything, and this dude told me about it, and I was like, "This dude's playing with me right now." And there's a thing called canned chicken.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that shit?
I mean, sometimes I throw it in my chili.
No, bro. You're not. Listen,
no,
let me show you
no, not a chicken in a can. I'm talking about like shredded, like tuna fish style, like chicken.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about an actual chicken in a can.
Yeah. So
it's disgusting.
I'm gonna show you.
I couldn't even imagine eating that. I mean, I would if I got challenged to do it, but
see, that's what I said. This is, I mean, my taste buds, I'll eat anything, but this right here, it looks just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it skeeves you.
I need Jamie to get in on this can of chicken.
God, look at the splashing. This dude just doesn't even care. He's ruthless.
If you could hear the sound on this dude's a Russian dude. But like it looks kind of like soup, and just for aesthetics here, we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna just do this right there. We go, right out of the can.
Looks like if your finger was in a Band-Aid for a week
Now,
straight.
I would like to note that my man
lying,
right here, I have to wonder if he's in prison or been in prison because that looks like a damn prison plate to me.
That is a prison plate if I ever seen one.
Yeah, and I'm like, canned chicken, like, how's that even legal? Is it healthy? I feel like you're, wild.
The smell can't be good.
So that's the thing you're not eating.
I would try it. There's not much food you can put in front of me I wouldn't try, dude. I eat bugs. I eat whatever. I don't give a shit.
You mean if I bring this over, you want to do some potted meat with me?
I'll get down with you, bro. I mean, I'm cool to have a dabble here and there. I just don't want to make that stuff a staple in my life. But we can definitely go eat whenever.
That's see, look, he said that's a Louisiana staple. That's what he said. I was like, all right, man, this is crazy. Yo, speaking of Jamie, he hit me up with, I don't know what you guys think, but he hit me with a picture of foot-long nachos today from Subway. First of all, I didn't know Subway did nachos. Second of all, I would definitely.
I think it's the words after the text message that was like godsend or like whatever it was. It was some lifesaver, game changer, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, put that mug in your pocket about 2 to 4 hours and it's ready. Okay, it could be. He's talking about that chicken. Yo,
the potted meat or the Spam.
I'll get the 7-Eleven nachos, sir, over the Subway nachos. Personally,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough call. That's a really tough call. You asked me which one I would take. I would tell you I'm not sure.
They're putting.
I'll tell you what I would take. I would take the 7-Eleven with the cheese and the chili on top.
Now I know why you guys hang out together at 12:30 at night on TikTok, is you guys talk about all this.
I'm gonna come down to Maryland and we're gonna paint the town red and just go on a 7-Eleven tour. Let's go.
I know that's right.
All right, man. So we got that. So Crocs or not?
Crocs, baby. I got them on right now just for the pod.
Oh my God! With socks or without?
You got your favorite guest ever right here, Godfrey. With socks too.
I'm not I've never been a Croc guy. Never been a Croc guy. I don't even. I've never even owned a pair of Crocs.
Yep.
Let's send Godfrey a pair of Crocs.
Yep.
Oh God. Go list playlist when in the trenches.
Ooh, mine's gotta be some hood stuff. Probably like Big X the Plug.
Oh, I messed with the plug. Hey.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Louisiana. I'd be doing my close homie a true disservice if I didn't ask you. How do you feel about Kevin Gates?
I like Gates.
Get him, Gates. Okay, cool.
And listen, I was buying his CDs out of a gas station before really anybody knew who he was. At the Circle K, you go get a big gulp and a Gates CD.
Yeah, man.
So
I've been rocking with Gates for a long time, bro.
You're a true fan if you're doing that. That's for sure.
Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Favorite cartoon as a kid?
Favorite cartoon as a kid? Probably, I mean, I'm a cartoon guy for sure, but I'm going to say Scooby-Doo. That's a classic.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, dude. I'm like waiting for somebody 1 week to say Scooby-Doo because Godfrey never asked me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, you know, you're like a cartoon anyway. We could picture you in Scooby-Doo. You're like Shaggy with a beard. You know what I'm saying? You can see you hopping the lily pads, chasing the frog.
Yeah, driving the van.
I'm going to get you, you know? Oh, my God. Thelma. Like, you know, they used to always make that joke about, you know, Scooby-Doo is all about smoking the giggle bush. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, them dudes were always all baked up, hopping out the van, all hungry.
Yeah, hungry with them. Yeah, I want them big old sandwiches.
Yep.
But the bad part is they'd be having Scrappy Doo in the van getting smoked up, and he was just a kid.
Scrappy Doo. That's funny. So, Ford, Chevy, or Mopar? Or NA?
Yeah, I'm not really partial. Depends on
specifics.
Car, man.
Don't matter.
We'll just say Chevy since you got a Tahoe. So
there we go.
Peeps, yes or no?
Nope. Absolutely not.
Ugh.
Ketchup on egg. Yes
no. I would expect you would have liked the Peeps with all the other weird tastes you've had.
Nope. And no ketchup on eggs. If it gets mixed in, you know, with other food I'm eating, sure, but I'm not putting just ketchup on my eggs.
Okay.
Favorite
gas station food? Because I heard about Louisiana gas station food.
Yeah, so it's got to be probably some boudin. You know that there was a place down there where you can get some big old fried boudin balls in like a brown paper bag or like a donut box, like the size of an apple.
Really?
At a gas station. Yeah,
wow.
Or you could get the thick cut bologna from this little gas station we had down there that a guy owned. It was just a tube. You can get it cut as thick as you want. I'd go there on my lunch breaks and get him to cut that joker thick.
That's wild.
All right. How about ranch? Do you use it and on what?
Yeah, I can mix ranch with pretty much anything.
What about eggs?
It's about right there with ketchup. It's not gonna like absolutely disgust me, but am I gonna go out of my way and do it? No.
Okay. So watermelon Peeps will change your life.
I don't see. I love watermelon, but I don't know about watermelon Peeps.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jamie's just trolling right there or if he's for real, but watermelon always kind of gets me a little bit.
Watermelon Peeps have to exist. I had Dr. Pepper Peeps on here 2 weeks ago. There's that. That is a.
I'm just saying, I love watermelon. Anything, man. Real watermelon is like my favorite thing ever.
The only way I could do Peeps, if I had to, and I probably won't, is if it's covered in chocolate, right? Because straight up sugar on marshmallow seems diabolical to me, like in so many ways. I just don't. I don't know. It's like candy corn. I put in the same category, even though Wilden up here likes candy corn.
I love candy corn. I can't wait for the holidays to come around. I'll actually eat some candy corn on the pod when I have you dressed up as Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Only if you dress up as the Planters peanut guy eating candy corn, and I'll
Planters peanut guy eating candy corn.
Yeah, you're tall enough.
Does he eat candy corn? I've never seen the Planters peanut guy.
He does now. He does now.
I want to be Gandalf and smoke my pipe.
All right. Well, you could be Gandalf. All right, that's fine. All right, so
All right, we'll have Halloween month. 1 month, 1 week, we'll just do that, and the following week I'll be Mr. Peanut for you.
Question. So better food. See, you did a lot of time in Georgia and Louisiana or Georgia.
Louisiana for sure. Out of all the places I've been, Louisiana.
Okay, Louisiana food. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Snickers, vein down or vein
Man,
up?
I'm a classic guy. I just like it straight vein up. Just vein up.
He gave it a whiff. I love it. He
30 seconds in the 1 hour, and there it goes.
Well, I mean, listen, the Snickers Army's in the chat. They've been waiting for this, and you know it. I know it.
That's right.
Substitute peeps and s'mores. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can
try that. Candy corn and peanuts are banging, by the way.
S'mores are good, but it's so rich. I feel like it's a combination of like if you ever have straight fudge, like fudge is good, but hold
on. This is coming from the 7-Eleven connoisseur over here. It's just too rich. Fudge? S'mores are just too rich for you.
It's a lot. It's a lot, man.
It's just a tiny little piece of Hershey's on there with a little marshmallow on top, man. Brown that bad boy up. Get a little.
Oh, you're doing the horse duver s'more. I want the full graham cracker s'more. Like, let's go. If we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, listen. Next time you come with the house, we'll make you. I'll make you a little s'more action.
Zero bar dominates. Rib for his pleasure. That's what zero bar is.
I'm telling you, I've been looking for a zero bar. I can't find one anywhere.
They're around here. I could find you one if you want one. I could get it. I know where to.
Literally, I've seen the wrapper before, but I've never had one.
Yeah. I know a guy that knows a guy. His name is John Rib. But yeah.
I told the 7-Eleven Connect.
Kyle's the man.
These things in here.
She thought you were gonna bite on it.
I'm gonna enjoy this off camera.
Oh,
yeah. Actually judged for how I eat it.
I mean, there's a long lost video of EC out there biting the Snickers bar for the culture, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. So it was majestic. Is the only way I could describe that video. And if I ever find it, I'm on a deep internet search. Jamie won't give it up to me, but I'm gonna bribe him someday. I'm gonna throw like Subway nachos with a 5 like Italian BMT footlong under his nose, and he might just throw it up in the air and give it to me. He'll be like, I don't know how he got it.
You gotta earn that one.
Fall down and airdrop it for me. But we love Eddie though, man. Like Eddie's from the East Coast, so we just
shout out to EC.
We beat each other up all the time. But yeah. So we got one more question, and we got a tight schedule tonight. So folks, we are going to be wrapping it up soon.
Hold on, guys. Let me ask you a question, Ruff. Okay, you can do it. My bad. I was going to say, what's your favorite Halloween candy, guy, or Halloween candy?
Easter candy. Favorite Halloween candy.
Easter candy.
I like a classic like chocolate Easter bunny, but
hollow joint or the solid joint.
Man, that is tough for me because it depends on the Easter. I could appreciate the hollow one because you could get a good bite out of it, enjoy it, take your time. I would probably go hollow because if it's like this guy, like he's this tall, like I want the hollow one. If it's a small guy, I'll go solid, right?
Okay, that's fair.
When it's too tall, because that's a lot of damn chocolate. And you know what? Don't lie. All of you are eating a whole damn Easter bunny when you eat it. Okay, there's no. Let's put it back for later.
I mean, you can't eat them big boys, them thick solid joints, man.
Yeah, you gotta stay. I love some Easter candy, so I need to stay away from CVS and Walgreens, especially after Easter when they put it on half price.
100%.
You know what I mean? I'll be.
That's when they get you is after the holidays.
Oh, dude, if I even walk into a Walgreens or CVS store, I mean, Halloween and Easter candy are like my two weaknesses, dude. Like Halloween candy, I'll buy 2 bags, knowing damn well I get 12 kids out front of my house. Knowing damn well, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get like the 50 kids this year. Like, nah, you're eating those other bag and a half. You know what I mean? To yourself.
Robin eggs are goated. I have to give them that.
Robin eggs are the absolute shit, dude. They are hands down my favorite Easter candy, without a doubt.
Wow, we got a new category here. Peeps beak up all day.
He said beak up all day.
Wow, we got a new category. Might have a peep army showing up here soon. I do like some white chocolate though. Every now and then.
I do too.
But the thing is, I have to say this. This might be controversial. if we had to go Easter candy versus Halloween candy, it's Easter candy because they make special stuff for Easter. Halloween candy is just repackaged in a different form with a different wrapper, and candy corn sucks all year round. So that's all I know.
No, I think. Listen, I think it's really unique how Easter has its own series of candy like that, man. Because think about it, you got Cadbury cream eggs. They rebrand the Reese's because they do that for Halloween. So those Reese's for Halloween and the Reese's for Easter, man. I don't know what it is. They're not the same.
Oh, have you seen the big
They,
Reese's Easter egg that they make where it's full of peanut butter and it's like that big? Have you seen?
I can get down with that though.
They have that, and they do a Christmas tree one that is like.
I've seen the Christmas tree one before.
My local 7-Eleven carries it. Shout out to 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I got a guy.
I got a guy. So I actually do own a 7-Eleven knitted hat, believe it or not. You know,
doesn't surprise me.
Listen, it was a decent design. I respect it, man. It was subtle.
It's iconic.
Iconic. And it was red on there. You know, listen, I might wear it out to SEMA if it's probably not going to be cool enough, but you know.
And who said you weren't a man of culture?
Yeah,
he's so cultured.
Listen,
he's so cultured.
I enjoy being with all classes of people. I can dine with kings and queens and eat porks and beans, you know.
Yeah, or Vienna sausages or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna have those Vienna sausages on the air tonight or no?
No, not tonight. We'll save this for another. We'll do what we call a breadcrumbing industry, and we'll do this next week for you.
Okay.
You know, we'll do this next week. We got one more question for you because we got to get out of here, folks. Remember, Funkin 10 at the House of Rags. I'm saying it's Funkin 10, right?
Correct.
So, loyalty or respect?
Me, I'm gonna go with loyalty. With loyalty. My dad said it best to me last week. He said, you can respect somebody and not be loyal to them. He said, but if you have, if you're loyal to somebody, you can grow that respect either way. And with me in my life, the choices I made in my past, if I didn't have those people loyal to me, I might not have ever been able to gain that respect back from them.
Speak on it. Well said.
We'll close out this. We like to always ask this from experienced detailers out there. What is a piece of advice you would give to someone that is getting into the detailing game?
Grind. Yes. Whatever works for you, just do it. There's a million ways to do this business. There's not just one way. So do what works for you, find what works for you, and just let people's opinions be their opinions. Just get paid.
There you go.
Just dig in.
That's all we got tonight, folks. You got anything else for anybody? Anybody got anything? Anything, Christian?
Nah, man. I think that's it. I'm actually surprised. Cutting a little short tonight, but we definitely got some things we got to take care of. So I appreciate you guys coming check us out this week.
What I'll say.
Appreciate you.
Cherish every day. I know a couple people that have lost loved ones recently.
Yep.
Bad accidents. All kinds of ages, right? Tomorrow is not promised. So, remember that and live in the moment, so to speak. Don't get so stressed out where you ask yourself, where did the last 2 years go? Right.
Like, every day's a good day, man.
Right. Every day is a good day. Live in the moment, appreciate it, appreciate your loved ones, and take that extra time to kind of, spend that time with them or talk to them or just give your homie a call that you haven't talked to him. Like, yo, man, how you doing? I heard, something like that. 5-10 minutes, whatever. It can make the biggest difference in the world.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You reconnect with people, man. Reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Just let them know you're thinking about them. If you had a disagreement, doesn't matter. I personally, did that a couple times over the past few weeks with people I've had discrepancies with in the past, man. And, reconnected communication, opened up the lines of being able to talk. And, it's good to repair things, man. So, take care. How did Jerry Springer say it? Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other or something like that. I used to say.
Is that what he said?
I think he said something like that.
Oh, I never got through a whole Jerry Springer episode.
Oh man, Jerry's thoughts at the end was the best part, dude.
May he rest in peace.
Springer died?
Oh yeah.
For real?
Yeah, man. Just ruined Christian's night. Yeah. Springer died. He died 2003.
No, he didn't.
Wait, hold on. When did he did die though? I will tell you that. I'll find out when he died. Here, I think he died maybe recently.
This is ridiculous. We can't end the pod.
Yeah, he did. He did. He died 2 years ago.
Okay. It's a lot different in 2003, dog.
Dog, sometimes he just throws out whatever he wants it to be. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like
2003. Well, no, I Googled Jerry Springer, and the first thing that came up, they gave me when his show ended. Or so, when the show, I'm like, what?
When the show died, he died.
Yeah. I mean, but listen, he lived a good life. Good for him.
Absolutely. It's Bob Barker, he said.
That was Bob. Listen, I'll be Bob Barker.
Shit. But Bob Barker was the man.
Yeah, they say cause of death was
Straight
too
up.
much Subway, actually. They said the $5 footlong got him. So
Duh. All right, everybody. Well, listen, appreciate y'all tuning in. Check us out next week. Kyle, we appreciate you. Godfrey, stay funky.
Next week we eat some funky sausage.
There's the breadcrumb for y'all. Stay fresh, y'all. Peace.
Peace.